The United States of America quarter dollar dated 2000 with a D mint mark is part of the 50-state quarters program, a major U.S. mint initiative that ran from 1999 to 2008 to honor each state in the order it ratified the U.S. Constitution, and the Maryland quarter was the seventh released, entering circulation in 2000. The obverse front of the coin features the familiar George Washington portrait originally designed by John Flanagan, surrounded by the inscriptions, United States of America, Liberty, In God We Trust, and the denomination quarter dollar, while the D mint mark indicates it was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the primary U.S. coin production facilities. The reverse, back, design represents the state of Maryland, officially admitted to the Union in 1788, a date prominently inscribed on the coin to commemorate its ratification of the Constitution. And the central image shows the Maryland State House dome in Annapolis, which is sometimes mistakenly called a library, but is in fact the oldest state capitol still in continuous legislative use in the United States and the place where George Washington resigned his commission as Commander-in-Chief of the Continental Army in 1783, making it a deeply symbolic site in American history. Surrounding the dome are the inscriptions Maryland, the Old Line State, and E Pluribus Unum, the Latin motto meaning, out of many, one, reflecting the unity of the states. The nickname, the Old Line State, refers to the bravery and discipline of Maryland soldiers, known as the Maryland Line, who played a critical role during the American Revolutionary War, particularly in key battles where their steadfast defense helped preserve the Continental Army. The Maryland quarter was designed by John Flanagan and engraved by Alfred Miletsky, combining classical symbolism with state pride. And like all standard circulation quarters of this era, it is composed of a copper core clad with outer layers of copper nickel, weighs 5.67 grams, measures 24.26 millimeters in diameter, and has a reeded edge. Although millions of 2000 D Maryland quarters were minted and most are worth only face value, 25 cents, in circulated condition, well-preserved uncirculated examples can be of interest to collectors, especially those completing full state quarters sets. And the coin remains an important educational and historical artifact that connects American numismatics, constitutional history, state identity, and national unity into a single, widely circulated piece of everyday currency, all the next top. The United States of America quarter dollar dated 1788 to 2000 with a D mint mark, commonly known as the Massachusetts State Quarter, is part of the 50-state quarters program launched by the U.S. Mint between 1999 and 2008 to honor each U.S. state in the order they ratified the Constitution, and Massachusetts, being the sixth state, had its quarter released in the year 2000. The date 1788 on the coin represents the year Massachusetts ratified the U.S. Constitution, not the year the coin was made. While 2000 is the year of minting, and the D mint mark indicates it was produced at the Denver Mint, one of the primary U.S. coin production facilities. The coin is composed of a copper core clad with cupronickel, weighing 5.67 grams, measuring 24.26 millimeters in diameter, and having a reeded edge, which is standard for modern U.S. quarters. On the obverse front of the coin appears the familiar left-facing portrait of George Washington, originally designed by John Flanagan, along with the inscriptions, United States of America, Liberty, In God We Trust, and quarter dollar, symbolizing national unity, freedom, faith, and the coin's denomination. The reverse back of the Massachusetts quarter is rich in historical symbolism and features the iconic Minuteman statue, based on the famous sculpture by Daniel Chester French, which represents the citizen soldiers of the American Revolutionary War who were ready to fight at a minute's notice, emphasizing Massachusetts' central role in the birth of American independence. Behind the Minuteman is the outline map of the state of Massachusetts, grounding the design geographically, while the inscriptions Massachusetts, the base state, E Pluribus Unum, and 1788 appear around the design, with the base state being the official nickname referencing Massachusetts' coastal geography and historic bays. The phrase, E Pluribus Unum, meaning, out of many, one, reflects the unity of the states within the nation. This quarter was widely circulated, with hundreds of millions minted, making it common in everyday use. though uncirculated and proof versions are sought after by collectors, especially those in pristine condition. While most circulated examples have only face value, higher-grade specimens, error coins, or special proof strikes can carry additional numismatic value beyond its monetary worth. The Massachusetts State Quarter serves as a compact historical document celebrating early American resistance, constitutional history, and state identity, making it a popular piece among educators, historians, collectors, and anyone interested in American heritage, as it encapsulates over 2 centuries of history from colonial resistance and the founding of the United States to modern commemorative coinage within a single, enduring symbol of U.S. currency, the next top. The United States of America quarter dollar, commonly called the quarter, is a coin with a rich history that symbolically connects the nation's founding ideals in 1792 to modern commemorative programs, such as the Kentucky State Quarter issued in 2001, part of the broader developments leading up to 2007. The quarter story begins with the Coinage Act of 1792, which established the U.S. Mint and defined the quarter dollar as 1/4 of a dollar, reflecting the young nation's desire for a rational, decimal-based monetary system distinct from European coinage. Early quarters were made of silver, emphasizing intrinsic value, and their designs evolved over time to reflect changing artistic styles, political ideals, and national identity. The motto, E pluribus unum, out of many, one, began appearing on U.S. coins in the late 18th and 19th centuries, symbolizing unity among the states, while In God We Trust, reflecting the country's religious and cultural sentiments, became mandatory on U.S. coins in 1955, though it had appeared earlier on some denominations during the Civil War era. For much of the 20th century, the quarter featured George Washington, first introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of his birth. This design proved so popular that it became permanent, replacing the earlier standing Liberty design. Over time, the metal composition of the quarter also changed, most notably in 1965, when silver was removed and replaced with a copper-nickel-clad composition due to rising silver prices and economic pressures. A major milestone in the quarter's history came with the 50-state quarters program, launched in 1999 and running through 2008, a groundbreaking initiative that transformed everyday pocket change into miniature historical lessons and reignited public interest in coin collecting. Each state was honored with a unique reverse design issued in the order in which it ratified the Constitution. Kentucky, the 15th state, received its quarter in 2001, and its design prominently features My Old Kentucky Home, the famous historic mansion in Bardstown, along with a thoroughbred horse, symbolizing the state's deep cultural connections to music, heritage, and horse racing. The inscriptions on the Kentucky quarter include United States of America, quarter dollar, E pluribus unum, In God We Trust, Kentucky, and 1792, the year Kentucky achieved statehood, tying the coin back to the foundational era of the nation. By 2007, as the state quarters program neared completion, the quarter had become not only a vital tool of commerce, but also an educational artifact, reflecting over 2 centuries of American history, values, artistry, and identity, from the ideals established in 1792 through evolving national mottos and materials, to state pride expressed through designs like Kentucky's My Old Kentucky Home. The United States of America quarter dollar dated 1817 to 2002 D, with the inscriptions In God We Trust, Liberty, E pluribus unum, and Mississippi, the Magnolia State, refers to the Mississippi State Quarter, which is part of the 50-state quarters program, one of the most successful and educational coin programs in U.S. history. The dates 1817 to 2002 signify that Mississippi was admitted as the 20th state of the Union in 1817 and that its commemorative quarter was released in 2002, while the D Mint mark indicates the coin was struck at the Denver Mint. This quarter is composed of a copper core, 91.67%, clad with outer layers of copper nickel, 8.33%, has a diameter of 24.26 millimeters, a weight of 5.67 grams, and a reeded edge, matching the standard specifications of modern U.S. quarters. The obverse front of the coin features the familiar George Washington portrait originally designed by John Flanagan, showing Washington facing left, with the word liberty above his head. In God We Trust to the right, and United States of America and quarter dollar encircling the design, reflecting core American ideals of freedom, faith, and unity. The reverse, back, of the Mississippi Quarter, designed by Donna Weaver, is rich in symbolism, featuring two magnolia blossoms, the official state flower of Mississippi, which represent beauty, hospitality, and Southern heritage. Alongside the inscription Magnolia State, Mississippi's well-known nickname, emphasizing the state's cultural identity. Centered between the magnolias is the state name Mississippi, with 1817 marking statehood and 2002 marking the year of issue, while E pluribus unum, out of many one, appears at the top, reinforcing the idea of unity among the states. The magnolia was chosen because it has long been associated with Mississippi's landscape, climate, and historical imagery, symbolizing perseverance and dignity despite hardship, which resonates strongly with the state's complex history. Involving Native American cultures, European colonization, slavery, the Civil War, Reconstruction, the Civil Rights Movement, and modern social change. Mississippi's inclusion in the 50-state quarters program helped educate millions of Americans and international collectors about the state's history, geography, and identity, as these coins circulated widely and were often collected by families, students, and numismatists. The Denver-minted 2002 Mississippi Quarter was produced in hundreds of millions, making it common in circulation and generally worth face value, 25 cents, in circulated condition, though uncirculated examples and specially packaged mint sets may carry modest collector premiums. Nevertheless, the coin holds significant historical and educational value, serving as a miniature historical document that connects early 19th century statehood with early 21st century national commemoration. Overall, the 1817 to 2002 D Mississippi quarter dollar stands as a lasting tribute to Mississippi's place in American history, blending national symbols, state pride, and artistic design into a single coin that reflects the broader story of the United States and its enduring mottos of liberty, unity, and faith. The next top. The United States of America quarter dollar you're referring to is the Montana State Quarter, officially issued in 2007 as part of the 50-State Quarters program, a landmark numismatic series launched by the U.S. Mint between 1999 and 2008 to honor each U.S. state in the order of its admission to the Union. Although the date 1889 appears prominently on the coin, it does not indicate the minting year but instead commemorates the year Montana became the 41st state on November 8, 1889, during the era of Western expansion and settlement, while the actual minting year, 2007, is shown on the obverse front of the coin, along with the P mint mark, signifying that the coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, one of the primary U.S. mint facilities. The obverse design is the standard portrait of George Washington, originally sculpted by John Flanagan, based on a bust by Jean-Antoine Houdon, and it includes the inscriptions United States of America, Liberty, In God We Trust, and quarter dollar, all of which reflect foundational American ideals, liberty, faith, national unity, and constitutional governance, while the reverse, back, of the coin uniquely represents Montana's identity and heritage through a powerful and symbolic design featuring a Plains bison, American buffalo, standing on open land with the Rocky Mountains rising in the background, an image that captures the rugged natural beauty, vast open spaces, and wildlife of the American West. Above the bison is the inscription Montana, below it 1889, and beneath that the state nickname Big Sky Country, a phrase that reflects Montana's expansive horizons, dramatic skies, and low population density, which together have shaped the state's culture, economy, and way of life. The phrase E pluribus unum, out of many one, also appears on the reverse, reinforcing the concept of unity among diverse states and peoples within the United States, while the bison itself holds deep historical and cultural meaning, symbolizing strength, survival, and the once vast herds that roamed the Great Plains and were essential to Native American tribes long before European settlement. From a technical standpoint, the Montana quarter is composed of a copper core clad in cupronickel, weighing 5.67 grams, measuring 24.26 millimeters in diameter, and having a reeded edge, consistent with modern U.S. quarters minted since 1965. In terms of production, the Philadelphia Mint struck over 256 million Montana quarters in 2007, making the coin common in circulation and generally valued at face value, 25 cents, unless found in uncirculated, MS, or proof-like condition, where modest premiums may apply, especially for collectors assembling complete state quarter sets. Culturally and historically, the Montana State Quarter serves not only as legal tender, but also as an educational artifact, introducing millions of Americans to the state's history, geography, and symbolism through everyday pocket change. And it remains a popular collectible among numismatists, educators, and history enthusiasts who appreciate how small coin can encapsulate themes of American expansion, natural heritage, unity, and national identity in a single, enduring design. The next top